saying that he can do it if he wants. He'll make it a more balanced thing. That men being tortured by the women folk. So that is, of course, is quite a valid point you have raised. But I feel that numerically, statistically, the balance is still very much on the man's side. And that is why.
But somebody has to be getting advantage from in the name of 490.
Many people, not somebody. Many have 490. That is balanced.
So American must have some money.
It could be balanced. And that's why I'm also saying yes, of course. Since you're telling me to request, I don't mind requesting it. But that yes, if you can, please also look into that matter. It's not a
which matter?
The matter of husbands being oppressed by their wives. So that also is a good topic, especially mental torture. But that is why you have asked for it. I can understand your feelings. But as a lawyer, I have the feeling that you say that is why you are asking me to express something which I personally don't feel much about.
Yeah,
that is my problem here. See, if you tell, it will have more validity because you are feeling it. You have been a husband. You have had the problems with your wife.
No, I don't have any problem.
Okay, if you
don't take it it's a personal.
Then in general, I can't feel so much at all. I mean, I can feel that's man may be drastically driven down by a rough driver. It is wrong. It is there is a law against it.
So American doesn't need some any type of.
He is running his program his way. So this is you have got every right to request. If he feels it's important enough, he will do it.
You don't feel it.
I don't feel it's so burningly important as the other topics he has gone into it.
Yeah.
So, but a passing mention could be made. That is all right. But I can't say that Amir Sahab has missed the point totally.
No, I am not telling about miss. I am not telling about miss.
No, what he is trying to say.
No, I am not trying to say. I am not saying that this is another problem also may arise.
So there are so many other problems. Why not? Then children are beaten up by their parents. That should be later on a topic.
498, somebody has to give some advantage for me.
No, I agree with your point, but in that way there are so many other topics also. Medicine.
I am not telling about so many topics. I am telling about particular topics.
I understand, but you're also telling him to go away from his topic. He is talking about the women being what you call crushed up by men.
Yeah.
That was his thing.
Yeah.
So you're saying you expanded to say that men are also being exploited by women.
This is the thing.
Right? So the other person can say that's not the only thing. Animals are also being exploited by man. Why should he ignore that?
This is not the way.
That is why you're not agreeing with my point at all. That is why even when I'm telling you about, after you're requesting me to tell, I'm even openly telling you that my heart is not in it so much. I can feel it, but I don't think it's as burning a problem as men being.
You never ever.
As my lawyer being my honesty.
You never ever faced that type of problem.
I have faced, but I don't think it's more what you call significant or worse than a woman facing.
This is not a significant.
No, I can't agree. Because we men have plenty of advantage. We have plenty of avenues to settle.
I admit.
And just like accidents.
It's the fourth person. I am telling about fourth person.
The fourth person.
Fourth person. But
so then you tell. But I'm holding the camera for you. You talking to it.
I am telling you the fourth person. Okay.
Yes.
Like fourth person. But after something, it could be a 70%. How can you say?
Then the law will be changed. Then people will react, and then you will have the change. Then people will not talk so much about women being oppressed, they'll talk about men being oppressed.
If women being tortured by their husband, the husband being tortured by the woman also.
Yes, but the problem is women are 20,000 and more women are being killed every year. Exactly. 20,000 men are not being killed every year.
No.
Not even 10,000, not even 5,000. So how can you complain? How are you complaining?
I'm not telling complain, I'm just focus on the issue.
Yeah, you can focus.
This is also valid.
It's valid, but our position is much, much stronger than the women's portion. That is the problem. Even today in India.
Which American have been highlighted as a
yes, so how can you say
nicely?
So you are trying to say that he has done half a job. You please do the other side. So why don't you make a film about it? Why don't you make a program about it?
But
that is why I said you have a right to express an opinion, but you can't force people to.
But I am not Shahrukh Khan or I am not.
No, that's why you have. So you write to him. He has given you the chance to write. He has given you options to write. I believe he has given a email site or whatever.
What American can do, I can do nothing for.
But you can't force him to do this either. Then why are you saying this? Then you write to him. Leave it to him.
You just try to. But this is the unhealthy way.
No, have I said it's unhealthy? Then your point should be your point. Why are you trying to get somebody else to give you your point?
No.
When I'm openly saying I can't feel so much for you as you're saying.
Why?
I can't feel it. Because my honesty, my own sense of honesty tells me I'm not being honest here. Their problem is far more serious than our problem. But again you can say each individual person is a person. So any one person suffering should have his rights looked after. I agree. I'm not saying no. But when we find that a majority of a person is being harmed and the very minor amount is suffering, I'll say it's all right, it's sad. But I should try to alleviate the problem of the majority first.
Exactly. 90% women have been totally...
No, yourself you are saying 90% are being abused. But only 10% men are being abused.
Doesn't countable.
It is countable, but it is nowhere near 90%. Then your also viewpoint is very
whenever it will be at 90%, then you will
Then of course, and that is the answer. Yes.
But
as I told you, people have already reacted. You are saying nobody has reacted, but that is wrong. You are not even understanding it. You are being blind in your own. You want people to react.
I'm not blind. I support the.
Now, then why are you insisting? When I told you twice, that even the courts have reacted, they are not applying the law as stringently as before. They are telling openly this law is being misused. Then now, if you say that is not right, then what can I do? Nothing more to say.
So this law is.
It is. Every law is being misused. Which law is not being misused? Your voting rights are also being misused. So can you stop people from voting?
So he doesn't have any feelings to request Amir Khan.
You have every right to, but you can't force him to do this.
I'm not forcing.
Then why are you saying? Because you are telling me 20 times. The request. Have I said don't request? I said you request. Now you're telling me I have to request. Then I'm requesting. On his behalf I'm requesting. You please look into the matter. But more than that, you can't ask for me. More than that, you can't ask for me. That I've requested. But you want me to act out a request, I'll find it more difficult. No. That is the problem with you.
No, you just avoid the problem. You just avoid but override the problem.
Yeah, so that's what I said. This is a good point of view. Maybe you could consider it. You could also keep in mind for a future thing to balance sometimes how women also exploit and misuse the law. But not only the law, sometimes they are physically also stronger than their husbands. And those husbands are also bullied. So as a lawyer, I can tell you that also. And they have the right to be protected, and the law says so. There are plenty of parents and children who are told by the courts that the parents, before nobody used to say that, child has to be looked after by the man. Nobody ever said that the old man has to be looked after by the child. But now the child, when she grows up, the courts also say, yes, he has a right to mentor. It's not just a right, a duty.
So do you have any message to give Amirji?
Yes, Amirji, I really appreciate your program. It's a devastating program. It's a fabulous program. And also, I request you listen to my friend and also balance your views. Sometimes you give the other side, picture of the other side. So that will make it a fuller program, I think. And you must carry on. You are doing a very great job.
Yes, I am also saying that salam to Amir Khan.
Yes.
And he must have honor to the...
It's an honor to humanity, I will say, he has done. Not just to any particular program or honor to the media, I will say, state. The TV media, he's given it a new depth and meaning. Yeah. It's social value. Yes, he's just given it a new dimension, I'll say.
Exactly like that. I'm telling you, that's why I'm too much...
yes, so no, I can understand because I also feel personally you have suffered sometimes. So you also have that feeling that I can agree, that's very human. So I'm not saying that you're wrong in feeling that. But since I have not suffered that way, so maybe I can't react as much as you do.
So if you not suffered that, so...
That's a usual...
American also suffer... American...
You don't know. We don't know so much about his life. He has not told us about his life. So maybe if he had some experiences in life...
So I am not affected. That's why it's...
no, not that. That is not the experience. What I'm trying to say, it's possible that he also had certain experience. That is what he has made himself so keenly reactive against any wrongdoing.
So American...
usually people have had a very happy life.
Don't react about these things also. American, this job, American needs some government reward.
I should think. He doesn't need it, but I think he should get it.
He should get some reward.
He doesn't. He's not doing it for rewards as far as
it's a new wave to our...
Yes. That is why I said he's done a really great job. Even if nobody talks about it, I'll say he's done a great job.
He needs some
appreciation. This is
not appreciation, some honor to the...
Definitely, I also would support this. Blindly, I would support this. Yes,
I'm not telling about Bharat Ratna or etc.
Whatever, he should get some recognition. And the highest honors are not given for these things, but for artistic work and socially conscious work, I think it deserves something.
Yeah, exactly.
You can give it to sportsmen and very well-known politicians and social figures and things like that. There's no reason why he should be excluded. The good filmmaker also has every right to be honored.
And particularly on this issue...
Yes, on this sensitivity, he does deserve it. He deserves every encouragement, I will say.
Okay.
Thank you. Let me come.